Okay, let's do this. So I'm gonna just also watch and make sure if somebody's trying to get in because it made it so that I have to let people in. I screwed up. But anyway, so tonight I actually just wanted to go over some of what some of you already know and are using, but we can share this with our brand partners or our customers who want to see how easy it is now, especially with these new free experiences and resources to share Young Living. So I was going through them and I had some ideas and how to incorporate them into the things that I'm already doing that are working. And you guys might have some ideas to share as well. So that way we can bring that to our other members and help them maximize these resources. So obviously there's a few of them to start off with, which is more than enough in my opinion, just because we could literally do these over and over again and still get new customers. So I like this new this new resource in particular because with the Make a Shift systems and ideas and things like that, they are giving us in-depth resources on how to utilize them. And so I think that somebody could actually just start with this document right here and do a lot. And I see that like for Michaela, I see that you've already started on some of these things. And so I think it's really just easy to incorporate into just things that we're already doing. And so if there's things that you're doing that's working, I don't think this would be overwhelming to do this as well. So I think these resources could be an add-on to what we're already doing, as well as something that you could just do by itself to grow your business. Either way, I do believe that it's going to be very successful. Um, and so if you're looking through these and if you don't have the links to these, I think I posted them in Faithful Growers, but let me know if you can't find them and I'll tag you in them. So this is just one of them. I think Michaela, you've already seen this and stuff. So this is going to go into detail of how this system works and how to utilize this. So when you see the term free experience, as I talked about at convention, this is basically just a gathering of some sort where you are in connection with people, whether it's virtual or in person, that involves a group of people. And really, that's what this business is about. And so, if you tune into my little guest speakers spotlight that I'm going to be doing with Young Living's brand partner Zoom this Thursday, I'm actually going to be talking about something to go along with that I'm not going to be talking about tonight, and that is just kind of this how this is centered around community and why that's important and why if we miss that aspect of our business, we're missing our ability to grow our business. So we need to be able to see just really that this is all centered around community and why it is and why that has to happen in order for our businesses to work. So the free experience thing is a really big deal. That's not something to overlook. And then the 14-day reset, the resets that they're going to be doing every month are really just kind of an easy way to help get our community centered around a health challenge or a health experience together. So they work in conjunction with each other. But the free experience, the one thing I like about it that I really want to make sure to note is that it's not centered around Young Living every time and every bit of it. And I do think that's important because I know that many people have had really successful experiences building community and building their network for building their business by having non-Young Living things. So for instance, we have Kira, who's done really great at building her community and getting new friends and new people in her community by doing her sourdough classes. When I first started this, I was doing a lot of it online. I was building a lot online, but I also started building in person. And when I started building in person, the way that I actually incorporated Young Living was exactly this type of thing. So I had this group called the Titus 2 Girlfriends, and we got together and we met, I think it was once a month over health topics. So one month we had a probiotics party and we made probiotics together. We made kefir or, kombucha or whatever together. And another time we had a friend come over and teach us how to make mozzarella cheese. And then one of the times my enroller came over and did a class on parasites and we talked a lot about paraphrase. And so we did incorporate Young Living into that, but it was really just so much more about building that community. And so that's really the premise behind this free experience thing that I think is extremely valuable for our businesses. So just to say that, to not overlook it. But this is the thing with these new resources from Young Living, they've literally laid it all out for us. Now, if it's not going to look exactly like it says it out in their documents for you, that's fine. It doesn't need to, but there's so much guidance in here that you're not starting with nothing. So this is really, really valuable too. Like for those of us who've been doing this a long time. I mean, you may have seen that I already started doing something off of this. Michaela's doing something off of this. Missy is. I've seen everybody start doing these things. Haley is, and so I'm seeing all these cool things happen with this. The cool thing too about this is that when we are wanting to help bring customers onto becoming brand partners, which is extremely important for our growth and for our community's well-being, we have this now. And so, you know, a lot of times for me, as I was building my business, I'm thinking, how do I get new brand partners on board? And I've had experienced brand partners at, you know, goal levels come to me and say, how do I get new brand partners on board? Because that's really how we grow. If we're not getting new brand partners on board, we're not growing our business. Now we have this incredible resource to say, hey, check this out, that you can literally start a new brand partner off with this. You can start these free experiences with them. You can do them in your state and maybe they're in another state and they can see how you're doing it. And they literally have all of this. This is very thorough how-to. So I think that that's one of the ways is, you know, we're going to do this ourselves and that's how we're going to utilize these resources. And then the other way is we're going to really, really show brand partners that they can do this too and that they have these resources. So that's the other side of this that's really valuable. One thing on that, so before I move on to another thing is utilize these resources, not just for the classes that you're going to do, to share the products, but also I would suggest doing a consistent monthly or every couple of months class on the business, on becoming a Young Living brand partner, growing an income with it, and just going through these resources with people, because that can really boost things for us, I think. So if you look through these, maybe you've looked through them more than I have. These are some of the things for the make a move thing that I just literally threw out for my big page, because it's all done. I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to prep. I just have to post things. So, those are just some things that I can just start posting and do. And that's just going to build community. And, the one thing I will say about community is, as far as challenges go, in Oily Friends, I have run a lot of challenges over the years, and people are absolutely more likely to jump on a health regimen if it's a group challenge, like million times more likely to do it. So I think that's another really huge part of this. Yes, business classes. So it'd be like, just like, hey, look, we have some resources. Let me show you how to use them and grow your business. So, like I said, the really foundation of this is to foster community. Now, one of the things that I do want to note, because I know this comes up a lot, is how do I get people to attend? So I just told you that people are more likely to jump on a health challenge if there's a group doing it. But how do you get people to even hear about this in the first place? You know, we say like, well, how do we get people to classes? Attendance for local and in person, but especially local get-togethers is highly driven by how much it appeals to people. So our job is to take these resources and show people their need for it, the value in it. And truly, that's really our biggest job. Now that Young Living has created all of these resources for us, our job isn't even to create these kind of resources anymore. Our job shifts even more to this aspect of relaying the value of these things to people. So, for instance, I, saw something that was like a class on sleep and the importance of it. And I would just suggest that while that is absolutely going to work, I would suggest doing a bunch of things beforehand to show the importance of sleep and why people need that information, and then give them the information on how to improve your sleep. So, in what I'm finding has worked for me anyway, is making sure that people see the value of getting the information that you're going to give them through a class, a get together, whatever it might be. They need to know why they need that information. So that's kind of your foundation now in this before you do the free experiences things. Why do people need to have better sleep? What's wrong if they don't? What are the effects if they don't get enough sleep? It's not so effective to say, like, you need to learn why you need sleep, come to this class. It's more like, did you know that lack of sleep is doing this and this and this? Did you know those symptoms that you're having could go back to a lack of sleep? What are the long-term effects of not having a good night's sleep? Oh, okay. Now I really need this information on how to get a better night's sleep. So then they're more likely to show up for that class. So then we show an invite to a sleep class or something. So when I'm creating an event or a health challenge or something, I'm spending weeks beforehand relaying the value of this information that I'm about to present to them, why they need it. Then we come on with this experience, this class, whatever, this challenge or whatever. One other thing I like about these free experiences and this stuff that Young Living has given us is these resources. So, I mean, I put out this Make a Move challenge for people, and they're getting a ton of freebies. They're getting all these cool printables, this checklist, stuff like that. And I don't have to do anything. The freebies work to get people to show up. They need that support. They need that encouragement. They need those resources to be successful. And now Young Living's given them to us. And that's one thing that I really, really love about this. I mean, this is a complete better rest guide, and it's beautiful. So one of the ways that I foresee using this is, like I said, showing the importance of a good night's sleep, showing the detriment it is to our health when you don't get a good night's sleep, continuing to relay that information. Then you're coming on with a class, a get together, an online class, whatever it might be that, we're going to give you the tools you need to have a good night's sleep. How are you going to improve your sleep? How are you going to shoot down those statistics for those people who aren't getting a good night's sleep or whatever? So you're going to have the class after that. You're going to post about the class. You're going to, now that people know the value of this information, now you're going to say, okay, you got this information, why you need a better night's sleep. So now here is the class that we're going to have where you're going to learn that. And as a bonus for attending this class, you're going to get a free better rest guide that you can keep on hand, that you can continue to look over to remind you of these resources and the information that you need to improve your entire life with better sleep. Ta-da! That's one of you think. That's pretty cool. It's fun. So I think that the freebies that you're getting that from Young Living and these resources is just an incredible bonus to give people, to give them that little bit more incentive after you've relayed the value of this information that you're going to present to this class, that little bump of an incentive, that little freebie to get them to a class. So there was a link somewhere. I got it in an email. It was in an email link from Young Living. So these little buttons with all these resources. But yeah, there's a post in Faithful Growers, I think, where I put them too. So like I said, another way to utilize this is to use these resources to gain new brand partners. Host a business class, share these free resources every month, every 6 weeks, every 8 weeks. And just to show people, show the income disclosure statement, show, those kinds of things. We've done in Faithful Growers, and I think Oily Friends, we've done thanks to YL or something like that, just to show like, hey, I bought a half a beef, a grass-fed beef from a farmer thanks to Young Living. My kids go to the chiropractor because of Young Living income. Just things that make it real for people. And then say, we have some really amazing new resources for sharing Young Living and growing an income with it that are free. Let me show you those and how to use them at this class. So that's another way to utilize these. And then, like I said, to utilize them to promote group challenges on a regular basis. So now Young Living's doing these resets every month. Obviously, after this month, we'll have a little bit more time to prep for the following month since it kind of came up fast and it was announced later in the month and everything like that. But this is really going to be powerful because this is really truly, like I said, what gets people more likely to do things if they're doing them together, not just together, but to let people know that they're going to have regular support. They're going to have regular resources showing up for these. And as it says in this document over here somewhere, this one, it talks about having prizes, giveaways, and things like that. That works. But I want to make sure you know that if you're not in a spot where you can afford that, or you're like, I'm not even making any money from Young Living yet, that's fine. Honestly, I'm sure you have free oils that were part of the monthly gift with purchase that you were not using or something like that. Just little things. It can just be little things. A lot of times I've gone into that little dollar section at Target and found some really great things for doing for little giveaways and things like that too. So don't overthink that. And like it says in here too, there's some really great ideas. Self-care Sundays, timeout Tuesdays, fit club Fridays, DIY wellness workshops, wellness talks with guest speakers. Another thing to consider is when you bring in other people, you're bringing in a wider community, a wider market. And so, teaming up with other experts or people who might have something of value to offer you. Like I said, one of my classes, a lot of them I didn't teach when I was doing the Titus 2 girlfriends parties. It was my friend Kim that came in and taught how to make mozzarella cheese. It was my friend, my enroller Kelly, who taught about the parasites. I was bringing in other people all the time. I did another one where we made elderberry syrup together, and my friend Julie really stepped up to help show that one, and things like that. So just something else to consider to add to your experiences. So some of the ideas that I just wanted to throw out there, like, hey, I think I've seen Michaela do stuff like this already. And, just keep in mind that these things may take time. Somebody had messaged me today about, growing a Young Living business. And they were like, well, I don't have a social media presence. And I just had to remind her I didn't either. I mean, I started at zero also. There was a time where I pushed that create button for my page, and it was at zero. There was also a time just a few years ago that I hit that create button on Instagram and was at zero. And so I just had to remind her that every page, every business or social media following started at zero too. And like I've shared with you guys, sometimes there's some that don't even have that many followers. And we even have somebody on our team, Trisha, who had started a few years ago, and she was sharing so effectively. She had maybe 1,000 followers, and she was going so fast and hit silver fast. So I think that really it's not so much about that as it is just how you're approaching it. And so that's the tips that I'm hopefully giving you tonight. Another idea is so starting a wellness club, saying we're improving our community and our health together. There's a verse that I love in the Bible that talks about when the city prospers, the people prosper. It's Jeremiah 31:23, I think. So anyway, that one inspires me. Take a poll on the health needs of the people in your community. What areas do you feel like you need to work on? What areas do you feel like you haven't had great resources or help with from the conventional field or something? Just take polls. I say it all of the time, but I'm going to say it again. Somebody at a Brendon Burchard conference once said, Your audience is always, or your market, you could say, is always speaking to you. You just have to listen. And so when I'm listening to my market and my audience, the way that I'm doing that is I'm hearing, I'm seeing how they're reacting to my reels. Which reels do they like better? Which ones, are speaking to them more, are reaching more people? That's my market. I have some reels that I was like, that would go viral if it was on somebody else's page, but it's not my market. And so it doesn't go viral. So knowing your market, just hearing them. So taking polls can be really great for that. And one thing that I just want to say real quick too, is when you take a poll, Young Living is going to have something for that. And it could even just be the very next, challenge reset that they're going to do. It's just a matter of you relaying how this need that they have is met by this reset that Young Living is doing. Because that's just the way Young Living products work. They meet those needs just like that. So design your classes, your get-togethers around those things, around the resets, around the needs of the people in your market, because they might be different than somebody else's. The biggest thing to remember though is once you utilize these resources and you put that stuff out there, that's just the beginning of it. The bulk of your work is going to be follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. So for instance, I have somebody who just hopped on to Young Living because he's been watching my stuff on Instagram for a long time. And there have been numerous messages. And there have been situations where I've had to say, this is not the purpose of my Instagram. If you want to talk about this, we're cool with that, but this, no. And there's just been a lot of follow-up. And there was, he was like, I did Melaleuca, I don't want to do that kind of thing. And so it was some follow-up of, hey, this isn't like that. And just so it's just this back and forth. Remember, it's, what is it? An average of 7 points of contact before somebody will take that plunge. So just don't forget the follow-up part. And that might be like somebody said they wanted to show up to something and they didn't. Checking in with them. Hey, can I get you this information? Can we check on a date that will work for you to meet up? Just that kind of follow-up. I know that for some people that might not feel great on your end of it, but I will tell you, being on the receiving end of it, I am busy. Everybody's busy nowadays. We just really don't want to have to take the time to go find stuff. So people will bring the information to me. If somebody would be like, hey, here's a link, if you said you were interested, I'm like, man, you just saved me time. Thank you for that. So, like the person that I was just referring to about who decided he was going to start his account. He told me his needs and his health situation, and I created a wish list for him, made it super, super simple. So there's that. Let's see here. Okay, so then there's giveaway ideas too in this booklet. So really go through this. This is incredible. Here's the upcoming resets that they're doing each month. So I have already I would show you my blender, but my computer's sitting on it so that I can get some height for this. But I've already written them in my planner. What the month before, here's what the upcoming reset challenges from Young Living. So what I'm going to do that month before is I'm going to center my education around the upcoming topic. So for instance, September is a hydration challenge. So in August, I'm going to spend time sharing what does it look like when you're not hydrating properly. And so people know that when I share the hydration challenge, that's what they need because they've already identified that that is a need for them. So we're going to combat that, a month before so that they have time to order and start that month. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So the other thing that I wanted to do was quickly go into the Bali trip qualifications and things like that, just because we want to go to Bali, right? So the thing is for me, and I don't know if you're like me or not, but I need to have a goal marker to push myself to my full potential. If I don't, I am not going to do what I actually could do fully. So whether I get this or not, I know that going after it, I'm going to get more in my business than if I wasn't going for it. So So really quick, I just wanted to kind of go over this. The trip is April 22nd through 27th next year. So this contest runs, uh, our qualifications started in July. So any enrollments and stuff this month count towards it and then goes all the way to the end of December. So in November or December, you have to be paid at executive rank. So I just want to note that. Here's the cool thing. That's not till the end of the contest. So we can literally get brand partners on board, do business class, get new brand partners, and they could still qualify for this trip as executive. And some people can really grow fast in the very beginning because they can, if they utilize these resources and really just tackle their warm market, just with somebody's warm market, they can get it to executive and enroll a bunch of people in a few months like that. So that's a really good way to share it too. Now, obviously the other little things, you're going to maintain a monthly order of 100 PV or more. You're going to have at least 10 new customers that place a 100 PV order over the course of these 6 months, right? July, August, September, October, November, December, 6 months. And so we're not even two new people a month average. So that's absolutely doable. And I think that's a really good goal, is just to enroll 2 people a month. They actually did some research at Young Living. They found that if you enroll 2 people a month, your business is growing. So the minimum of 30 points. And obviously it depends on your rank on the leaderboard because it's scored by the points. If you look at what the points are, the one thing I want to note is, you get points, you get a point for, quickly before I do that. The cool thing that I like about this is that you earn points for new customers, whether their first order or their 100 PB order is on loyalty rewards or it's a one-time order. Because in the past, it's just been loyalty, or a lot of the things are based on the loyalty rewards order. And sometimes that's hard at first. So I think that's a really good benefit of this, the qualifications and the points for this trip. But I will say that one of the things that I found to greatly increase my customers jumping on loyalty rewards right away is this document that I send them, and I've shared it in our group. And hold on, this isn't it. Let me find it for you. And so I send a link to this document every time somebody asks for getting started with Young Living. And so, or if they say, I want the discount code, I don't generally just put the discount code in my stories or my posts. I'm like, I'll send you the document with the discount code. The discount code is number 4 on here. Now this would say 15% for this month. But this goes into how they get that 24% discount first. And then I talk about the benefits of loyalty rewards right away, so they know it. Because in the past, I've had so many people are like, man, I wish I would have known that with my first order, I would have done it. And I'm like, shoot, I didn't do it because I was worried they would think this or that. So I'm sorry, Haley, maybe I should have sent that to you. I forgot I had that. I will send it to you if you want it. So then I put in here, use my referral number for access. Wow, sorry, I went too fast. For access to private resources and support. And then there's the share YL code to get that off. And then it says when you order on loyalty, you get a free diffuser up to 2 months of loyalty orders. So you can literally copy and paste this and put your own information in there if you want to. I've shared it in Faithful Growers, but I'll share it with you again. I've found this to definitely increase my resource or my people that enroll on loyalty rewards. So, all right, back to Bali. So that's going to get you more points because you're going to get double the points. Instead of 1 point, you're going to get 2 points for your new customers if they hop onto loyalty rewards with their first order. Okay. So the thing is, if you look at these point systems, the biggest place where you're going to get points is getting new brand partners. There's not a coincidence that they designed it that way. They designed it that way because that's the best way to grow your business, getting new brand partners. So this just goes back to what we already talked about. We've got the resources, we can do business classes and show new brand partners that they can easily share Young Living with these cool new resources and free experiences. So one of the things that I do is, I can't remember if I put it in here or not, or if I had it somewhere else. Oh, right here, my bonus tip, choose to upgrade to brand partner for free so that you can earn cash by referring others to Young Living. That's it. I just put that in there, and I've had people enroll and immediately become brand partners. So that's a great way to start with that too. So if you see, you get 3 points when someone you enroll as a brand partner hits senior star. You get 6 points when someone you enroll maintains senior star. That's for every month that they maintain that rank. 7 points when somebody you enroll hits executive for the first time, and 15 points when they maintain executive for every month. And I want to say it's completely within the realm of possibility to enroll a new brand partner and get them to executive in 6 months. We used to do it all the time. And that was without these resources. So this has got me fired up to get new people, starting as brand partners. So if you've noticed, if you're on my Instagram, I've been doing a lot of reels about the business side of Young Living, and I'll just say comment income to learn more. And I will show you the document that I send them for that. So I create a bunch of Google documents. So this one is the income one. I have one interested in becoming a Young Living brand partner, but this one for income, should be a link. So anyway, be sure to choose the option to upgrade your account to brand partner. Obviously this needs some work here. Anyway, so this is just something simple. It's too long for an Instagram message, so I put it in a Google document. So I have people who are enrolling as brand partners. And then what we'll do is we'll follow up, sharing these resources. Some of them I print off and put them in their welcome kit. And for some of them, I'll just send them this video too. So I will have this recorded, and I'll get the link to you guys by tomorrow. And then you can share it with brand partners too, or you can rewatch, or whatever it is. If you have brand partners who have been doing this for a while or really shown a lot of interest in this and they haven't got started, I encourage you to just set up a time to go through the resources with them, even if it's just a 10-minute thing, like just to get them to look at the documents. Because once I started looking through this, I was like, man, this is it. Everything is right there. It's so detailed, it's so thorough, and it's just step by step. It's so easy. So I think once people get their eyes on it and they can just see that this is really, really simple, that really overcomes a lot of the burdens and the obstacles that people have towards sharing Young Living. So I think those are our best tools and ways to utilize these things. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And Michaela, if you didn't find that link in the group or the links for it, let me know. And I'll go find those or just repost them again too. So I hope that helps you guys. Let me know if you guys need anything else on this. We can do more. We have a lot of trainings coming up too for August that I built around what I was hearing a lot of people talk about. So I'm really excited about those. You can get your new people on board with those too. Just get them in Faithful Growers and then tag them. I put it in the featured tab of the group, so you can always go back to that post and say, here's where the information is for the next Zoom, and things like that. So that's that. All right. I love you guys. I miss you already. Those of you I got to see at convention. Literally, I want to go back. I'm just like, I didn't want to leave. Some of you couldn't leave. I'm sorry. But anyway, I can't wait to see you guys again soon. So that's that. Let me just stop the recording and then I'll get this up as soon as possible for you guys.